It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, it appears that Larry Jenkins, who's serving a life sentence for the 1993 murders of Terry and Michael Ralston, which occurred here in Wayne County, is headed for a third trial, a new trial with motions hearings scheduled for a week from today, and jury selection already scheduled for April 7th in the Glenn County Courthouse. Larry Jenkins was 17 years old at the time of the murders. The evidence at trial showed that at 8:30 p.m. on January 8th, 1993, Terry Ralston and her 15-year-old son Michael left their home in Miss Ralston's white Chevy Lumina van to drive to their family-owned laundromat in Jesup in order to collect coins from the machines and to close the store. 2 hours later, when they failed to return home, a family member went to the laundromat, discovered the establishment locked but only partially cleaned. The next day, the bodies of Terry and Michael Ralston were found lying face down in a ditch near a railroad track in Wayne County. Following day, 4 men, including Larry Jenkins, were found driving the van around Jesup, trying to cash the coins from the laundromat. Police found the van and pulled it over. Jenkins threw the murder weapon into some bushes when he ran from the van and dropped a backpack which contained $142 in quarters from the laundromat. When he was arrested later that day, police discovered Michael Ralston's learner's permit in his pocket. 3 other men in the van talked with police, and police established that the other men were not with Jenkins when he robbed the laundromat and abducted the Ralstons and took them to an area and shot and killed both of them. In 1999, Jenkins appealed his conviction, but that conviction was upheld. But now a new motion for a new trial on several issues, including not being given his proper Miranda rights, to problems with the jury selection in the first trial. Once again, a motions hearing scheduled in Glenn County's courthouse. Superior Court Judge Stephen Scarlett has been assigned the case. WIFO family will continue to follow the story as it develops. But again, these murders occurred all the way back in 1993. There have been 2 trials and an appeal. All have been upheld. And the Ralston family very upset that they will have to relive the horror of that day once again, as their loved ones were abducted and murdered by Larry Jenkins, who again is serving 2 life sentences for the murders of Terry and Michael Ralston. At the trial, evidence was presented that Jenkins killed both Terry and Michael Ralston because Michael knew who he was from school. Once again, tried and convicted, 1 appeal denied, but a new motions hearing and a new trial again scheduled to take place in April. Again, that motions hearing is scheduled for a week from today in the Glenn County Courthouse. WIFO will continue to follow this story as it develops. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. This weekend, beginning today, is the annual Peaches to Beaches yard sale, which is always the second weekend in March and extends 220 miles up from the coast all the way up Highway 341. Features vendors selling everything from antiques and locally crafted items to traditional yard sale items. The time today and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 3 sites here in Wayne County: the Odom Rec Center, Coastal Pines Technical College, and 84 Liquidators in Gardai. Happy shopping, but please be careful on Highway 341 this weekend and slow down around the areas where shopping is taking place. Please make it a safe and enjoyable weekend. This year's legislative session, 9 days left, continues in Atlanta. Once again, we'll be checking in with our state representatives next week, as it appears the governor's tort reform is the current big debate in Atlanta, as dueling rallies took place on the steps of the state capitol Thursday, highlighting the deep divide on the proposed legislation. Supporters of the bill say an overhaul would stop frequent runaway verdicts, as some have called them, that can run into the millions of dollars. Those settlements, they say, are driving up insurance rates and costs for businesses and drivers when insurers have to pay these millions of dollars in lawsuits. Lawmakers are running out of time, though, as again the session ends April the 4th, and still no agreement, or if anything, on tort reform will pass this session. One issue opponents have is the lack of provision in either bill that actually requires insurers to drop their prices and rates. Once again, we'll be checking in with State Representative Stephen Meeks and Buddy DeLoach and State Senator Blake Tillery all next week on the Butch and Bob Show to get an update from them on whether the governor's tort reform bill will pass this legislative session or not. Chamber of Commerce is once again hosting its annual post-legislative luncheon in April. The date, April 22nd from 11 to 1 at Coastal Pines Technical College. Tickets on sale now. For chamber members, $30. For non-members, $40. But everyone's invited. Once again, the date of the Chamber of Commerce's post-legislative luncheon is April 22nd. Before that, the Chamber of Commerce once again hosting a cookout for all Wayne County elected officials. That date, April 15th at the Wayne County Farmers Market. Chamber's just asking the elected officials, please RSVP by April 8th so they get an idea of how many people will be attending the cookout. The date of the cookout, once again, April 15th at 6 p.m. at the Wayne County Farmers Market in Jesup. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in the news: there's going to be a training exercise in Wayne County at 2 p.m. on March the 20th. They state During this time, residents of Israel noticed a heavy presence of law enforcement officers, fire trucks, ambulances, and helicopters around the fairgrounds and the local hospital. They state this exercise is a routine planned event to help improve emergency response capabilities in the community. Please be assured that this is a training activity and not an actual emergency situation, so there's no cause for alarm. And the date, March 20th at 2 p.m. here in Wayne County. Wayne County pre-kindergarten registration taking place up until March 15th. Again, registration entries will still be accepted after the 15th, but they state they will not be included in the initial lottery drawing on March the 20th. And child must be on or before September 1st. List of required documents and pre-kindergarten and online registration link for the 2024-2025 school year can be found on the Wayne County website at www.wayne.k12.ga.us under the heading Pre-Kindergarten Information and Registration. Wayne County Board of Tourism gearing up for 3 warm weather events. The 2025 Wayne County Spring Fair set for April 3rd through the 12th. The 2025 Altamont River Run scheduled for April the 12th. And the 3rd Annual Jesup Porch Fest set for May 3rd. Entry fee for the fair is $15, but that includes all the rides, which may be limited by height. Hours of the fair are Monday through Thursday, 6 to 10, Saturday, 6 to 11, Sunday, 6 to 10. The River Run on April 12th will begin at the Upper County Gleason Copeland Landing. We'll offer paddlers the choice of 2 takeout points. 11-mile paddle takes out at Pig Farm Landing, and the 16-mile paddle takes out at JC Landing. There is no charge for the event, but each participant must sign a participation waiver before the paddle begins. If you need more information on the paddle, it can be found on the Tourism Board website, waynetourism.com. Jesup Porch Fest is a music festival held on the porches and lawns of historic homes and churches in the old-time neighborhood of Jesup, bordered by Brunswick Bay, Wayne, and Mahogany Streets, set for May 3rd from 1 to 5 p.m. Musicians and entertainers will be performing, allowing visitors to enjoy music from different venues, traveling by golf cart, bicycles, or on foot between the different host sites. Anyone interested in performing or hosting should contact Heather Altman at the Wayne County Board of Tourism. That number 912-427-3233. Or they can come by the Jesup Train Depot. Again, great events planned for Wayne County. Again, the Spring Fair, April 3rd through the 12th. Altamont River Run set for April 12th, and the Jesup Porch Fest set for May 3rd. And finally in the news, again, this Sunday at Oak Wind Baptist Church, the public invited to come hear from archaeologist Dr. Scott Stripling, who will be at the service. He's the Director of Archaeology Institute at Bible Seminary in Katy, Texas. Again, he's been overseeing the archaeological dig at Shiloh, Israel. The March 16th morning service at Oak Wind Baptist Church begins at 10:15, and once again, everyone is invited to attend. That's going to do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, say have a great day.